I'll see you.
All right, good morning, amazing traders and wannabe traders. How are we this morning? Good morning. Please let me know if you can see me, see my screen, and hear my voice. Hi, Bola. Hi, Johnson. It's good to have you here. Shebi Oba Moyo Shoriolua. Forgive me if I did not pronounce that well. Good morning. Please let me know if you can see me, you can hear me by leaving an emoji for me in the chat box, just so I am certain that we are together. Okay, today I'm going to be looking over commodity currency pairs, which include AU, NU, and USD card as usual. I've not seen any emoji in the chat box yet. Does that mean no one is hearing me? Please let me know. So like I said, we're looking at commodity currency pairs today, and I always start with the AUD USD pair on a 4-hour time frame as usual. So we marked out a few levels from last week that we're looking at price trading into, right? Marked out a few levels that we're looking at price trading into. All right, thank you so much, Bola. Good morning. It's good to have you here. And price has finally traded into that level. You see on the 1-hour time frame, right? We said overall we're very bullish on AU, but we're looking at price trading into the support level, and then for it to now continue trending along with the overall 4-hour trend. And price is now finally here. So what I'm going to be doing on the 5-minute time frame is pretty straightforward. I'm going to be marking out the 4 basic levels that I always mark out, which include the yesterday's high, day before yesterday's high, yesterday's low, and day before yesterday's low, right? So let's mark that out, shall we? If I'm too fast for you, kindly let me know. I'd like for everyone to follow with today's analysis. So price has now found support. It's broken above this level, giving a retest. I took a buy on AUD/USD yesterday night, even though there was not much volume in the market, but I was expecting it to buy regardless. So now that I'm in this AUD/USD buy, I know the first point that would serve as some sort of struggle/resistance is going to be here. Price might come here and struggle a bit before it either continues buying or just reverses entirely. However, I'm still bullish on it. If price is able to break above this level, which is going to push price up and down, then the next place it is going to is all the way up here, which is where my TP is. So a brief recap on AUD/USD. On the 4-hour time frame, our overall trend, which is the red line you see here because we use indicators, this is bullish, right? On the 1-hour time frame, price has traded into our support level. It has found support here. On the 5-minute time frame, you're a price action trader, you'd see that structure has been broken around this level, but since we're using indicators, price has broken, it has found support here, broken above this level, it has come back to retest. So I've taken a buy from here. The first place I will find issues here, if price is able to break above this level, my TP is all the way up here. Are we together so far? Please let me know. On NZD/USD 4-hour time frame as well, I still see a bit more room for price to come down. There's a bit more room for it to trade below, because see where our trend is on 4-hour time frame. Let me delete all these lines so that will not cause more confusion in the heart of men. What does that even mean? Let me just delete this. I feel like the indicators are already, in quotes, complicating enough. So take off all the horizontal lines and start from the beginning. So on the 1-hour time frame now, right? Momentum, this you see, momentum is the downside because we've been having consecutive structures being formed to the downside. Look at where our trend is. So is NZUSD going to trade all the way in here before it finds support? Before it finds support, we're going to keep watching. It's already forming structures to the downside. This is where I think it's going to find support. You see this line that I marked here? I marked out this line because there is a resistance level right around this point that will most likely serve as support, right? So this might be the first place where NZUSD starts to buy from. It breaks below here, it's coming here. But by the time it even starts moving down, our indicator would have already traded into this line that we marked out. So 5-minute time frame now, what am I doing? I am repeating the exact same thing I did on brother AU. Right here. So because of what I'm seeing on the 5-minute time frame now, I expect I'm going to draw it out, but let me mark out these levels first. All right, so I've marked out the levels I'm looking out for on NZUSD, right? See where price currently is. That's already come to find some sort of resistance. Is it going to react off, come back, break above it, and trade in here? We'll be watching NZUSD 5-minute time frame to see what it does. However, I think it's going to break above and trade in here first, and then maybe we'll see something like this. And then to now finally give that final drop into the 1-hour trend that we marked out. But if it's able to break above this resistance point, then it's going to come here first before we see the final drop all the way downward to the 1-hour trend. All the way down here, right? So that's what I'm seeing on NZUSD. For USD CAD now, so we've been, as of last week, we said we were very bearish on UCAD, looking at short-term buys, which is what price have been doing. Overall, very bearish. 1-hour time frame buys, or where are they buying into? All the way into this trend, just like we predicted. So if you're part of last week's analysis, I believe you should be in the buy trades of USD CAD. That is, if you're comfortable to take reversal trades. But we call this out. I'm still bullish on USD CAD short-term, and I expect it to buy in here first before it continues dropping. It has done quite a number of pips already. From where price currently is to where it will most likely trade into, we have about 80 pips left before we now continue the bearish move on USD CAD. So now that I know the overall higher time frame perspective, I'm now going to draw out even more specific points on the 5-minute time frame. Again, yesterday's low, yesterday's high, day before yesterday's high, and the final one being so two things will happen on this time frame now. USD CAD will most likely tap in here, hit resistance, sell back into this trend line. When it comes to this point, you'll be watching to see what it does. Either it bounces up and continues buying to the 1-hour trend, or it breaks below and resumes the 4-hour bearish bias. So that's pretty much it on my analysis on these different pairs. USD CAD, bearish short-term buy into our points of interest, which already marked out. AUD and NZD were bullish on them. AUDSD has traded into our point of interest. NZUSD might still have room to go down a bit before it continues buying. So for you, mark out these levels and do your own analysis on them as well. That's pretty much it. In a very short time, say 30 seconds, my colleague is going to be coming on board to analyze indices. All right, so stick around, don't go anywhere. If you have questions, you can ask them now. If not, we'll be back very, very shortly. In the meantime, please do well to share this link with people so that people get to be a part of this analysis. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the second part of this market call session. And today I'll be going through indices pair. That's the US 30, NAS 100, and also S&P 500. We'll be looking shortly at what those markets are doing and how we can maximize gain from that market. All right, we had some analysis last week and we're bullish on S&P 500. However, we mentioned that because of the 4-hour structure that was beginning to form on H4, that's the 4-hour time frame, we might as well begin to adjust our bias overall. So that was what happened. And then on S&P 500, on US 30, we had concerns about the buy because we said that it was already at an over new price discovery level, right? So we didn't expect so much for that to happen. Let's just quickly look at the chart so we can just get into it already. All right. Let's go straight into it. So yes, 30 on daily time frame. Remember we said these zones already, it's in a new, it has broken the previous all-time high, and then it's in a new price discovery level. We expected this guy to go even further to minus 50.0. However, what we begin to see on NAS and also on S&P 500 already served as an indication that price might want to drop lower. However, we were concerned that if price is going to come into this level, if you could remember, we were concerned that whether or not price is going to come on this US 30 level to buy from, right? Because of the fair value gap and how far it was from our current price as at that moment. But the market has done what it wants to do. We are seeing a rejection of that level, and even on 4 hours on daily time frame, we are seeing that rejection to the upside. So potentially we can see price break all of this previous daily high, right? So we can see price break all of this to continue the movement to the upside. That's one possibility on US 30. Overall, on the daily time frame, we're still bullish. Like I mentioned, we're bullish on the daily time frame until we begin to see proper break of structure. This will indicate that break of structure, which is still quite far, right? But we're still bullish as from market structure perspective. Let's look at 4 hours and see what's happening on 4 hours. On 4 hours, we saw price begin to create multiple, like a minor structure, right, to the sell side. And then we saw a break of structure to this level, and then price came up, we tested this fair value gap, broke this swing low again, lower low again, and then eventually tapped into this fair value gap, which aligns. There's also a fair value gap on daily time frame. On 4 hours also, there's also a fair value gap there, which aligns, right? And we're seeing it tap into this. Will it now break this structure, this zone? It's a very strong zone, right? If for any reason we see price break above this zone and close strongly above here, then we should see a retest for price to continue to the upside. Something like this. Break strongly above this zone and close above it, then we should see something like this continue to the upside, right? So this is what I'm looking out for on the daily time frame. On the 4 hour time frame for US 30, as of today, because of the bullish momentum are beginning to gain back in the market. However, this H4 structure is a concern because on 4 hour time frame, market is beginning to create multiple structure to the downside. On the 1 hour, let's quickly look on 1 hour if there's anything special we can see. On 1 hour, nothing. In fact, for those that trade box strategy, there was a box failure here, right? Price swept through this previous low, and then what? We saw a sharp drop to the downside. What happens next? We expect that once price comes to this zone here, except that once price comes to this zone, what will happen? Price is going to tap here, and then we begin to see that sharp drop to the downside. However, that's not the case. Instead, we saw price violating this protected eye here, right? This protected eye, price violated it, and then this might also serve as a confirmation to start preparing to go long on US 30, because this box strategy failed, and then we have a failed box strategy here. We just alternatively, like our boss used to teach, we want it to break above here, and then a fair value gap to be created, and price is going to tap into it, something like this. For those that are familiar already, you want a break above this level, and then probably a fair value gap and other block, and one of those criteria, wait for price to retest it, and then continue the movement to the buy side, right? This is just on 1 hour. Remember, we have a 4 hour time frame structure that is still valid, that we're expecting the market to break above this resistance and then turn into a support to continue to the upside. So this 1 hour can be like a foundation for that. If there's any possibility for you to take any trade and join, like have a early entry on the buy side, this would be it, right? We expect price to break above here, and then leaving us with a fair value gap. You can go down to 30 minutes or 15 minutes, you see fair value gap or other block, and then from there you use it to enter the buy movement, right? You enter the buy position, and then you wait for 4 hours buy to properly happen. If for any reason that happens, then I say you are on a very big long run, right? Because that will be a very massive push to the upside. That will be a very, very massive push to the upside. So that's what I'm looking out for US 30. So this morning, that's all I'm looking out for US 30. Let's quickly go to our S&P 5, not even S&P, NAS 100, so that we can actually look at NAS. For NAS, I'm a bit skeptical about NAS. All my levels for buy, only this one gave us a little bit of money, right? This level was violated, right? Pricing hold at this second fair value gap, and it had the whole noise around it. You have double IFVG here, right? An IFVG here, FVG here, and also FVGS. So we expected this zone to hold strongly, and it didn't hold, which is not also surprising because we said we mentioned last week already that 4-hour structure is beginning to form strong bearish confirmation. So we might as well just be calm to take advantage of that if we want to go and sell and join the sellers also, or we just be patient for buy structure to align back before we engage the market, right? On 4 hours, on daily time frame, we had this zone marked out. Let me mark them out. We had this zone marked out already, and they failed woefully. We just saw a retest, like price retested it 2 days and then saw that drop, violating the entire zone. So what can we do now? We can begin to just anticipate a sell. And if you're selling, who am I selling to? I'm selling to this zone here, to this guy here, right? I want to sell to this guy. I want to sell to this. Probably this first. Let the TP not be ambitious. Okay, so I'm looking for sales even up to this zone because on 4-hour time frame, I'm beginning to see a change of structure, right? Price has begun to create lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, right? One reason to be concerned again is these guys here. And also this, right? So if I'm going to even sell, I will sell and also be watching out for reactions from this level. Watching out for reactions from this level because of this. We can't just neglect this. Double FVG, right? Year and year. So I want to look at how price is going to react from that level. And then I want to be sure because I don't know if price I've tested this zone on another broker. Let's quickly check another broker on us because sometimes these things happen. Okay, not yet. Okay, not yet. So we are safe. We are safe. So might as well look for sales around this zone, something like this. So in this zone and then like this. If you look closely, you see something like a box pattern here. Right? Price fell through this previous high, and then we saw a move to the downside, giving us this form of inducement also before it continues. This will serve as an inducement. Should serve as an inducement. So we expect that price is going to take out this inducement, and then from there we see a sharp drop to the downside. So this is looking very, very good in terms of strategy, in terms of setup. So it's looking very, very good. So, and like I mentioned, where will we be looking at for our first take profit? Most likely this place. However, I have a concern now. I have a concern why I should probably take some position off at this zone because of this double FVG. So that is what I will be looking out for today. I'll be watching out for this. Hopefully it plays out, and that will be all, guys. This is a good time to ask a question. Do you have any question regarding this analysis? Do you have any question regarding US 30 NAS 100? So we asked them before we move. We asked them before we move. Do we have any question? Do we have any question? US 30? Let me check through the chat. Amber just say, please, what's your advice? What's your idea on DXY? Good morning. Good morning to you. The way we operate is that every day has its own unique asset class we look at, right? In terms of analysis, Mondays, DXY gold, JPY basket, Tuesday for commodity and what's it called now? Indices, right? Wednesday, the same thing over and over. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are for commodity asset class and indices. So, but let's quickly look at DXY, see what is happening in that market in the daily time frame. Okay, it's obvious that we are bearish, right? DXY has been bearish for a while now. We can see on the daily time frame, right? However, it has failed to create this last lower low, to create a new lower low, right? And also it hasn't formed a break of structure to the upside, creating a new, say, higher high. So we are probably in a range now, but if you look at the flow from the beginning, you see that we have been forming higher highs and higher lows. Lower highs and lower lows, sorry. We're saying lower highs and lower lows. Right? So on the daily time frame, nothing much for me because it's like we're in a range for now. Might as well just calm down. And on the 4-hour time frame, we're beginning to see a break of structure to the upside, right? Because of these zones, we're beginning to see price breaking this previous lower highs, right? However, it hasn't broken this last higher low, that higher high that was formed. So I'm waiting for price to break this before you see that we have something like this. On pure structure perspective, either we have something like this continue to the upside, or this guy will just humble itself and then break this, start coming down, or we are in a zone. Look at it on the daily time frame. So that will give you the clear idea of where we are at. So with this now, you might want to tone down on your say swing trading for now, except you're on until you have a clear direction, of what the market is doing. So this is what I'm seeing personally from a technical perspective, purely technical, nothing sentimental about it, right? No sentiment attached to this. So this is what I'm seeing on a technical perspective. 4 hours, nothing really clear. On 1 hour, also nothing really clear, except if you want to use box strategy to say you see a sweep here and then there was no sharp drop to the downside. Even though we have been given an inducement, we can use this as an inducement, but there's no sharp drop to the downside that we say clear this low. We didn't see that sharp drop. Instead, we saw multiple rejections like indecision candles, and finally we saw that drop. So for 1 hour time frame, intraday basis, I might want to just calm down for DXY and wait the price break out of this range, right? Once price breaks out of this range, then you might also be fully prepared to take advantage of the direction. All right. Christian is asking any day for BTC crypto. Not yet, but from time to time we'll look at crypto. It's not something we really major on, right? But then from time to time we're going to look at crypto. Probably tomorrow, probably next week, I'm not sure. But then we're going to look at it, right? So we're going to find a way of incorporating also that class into our trading model, probably BTC, Ethereum, and some other legacy crypto, right? All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's the end of today's analysis. I see there's no other question. Please be reminded that you should also please share this link to this market color. Share it to as many as possible. Remind your friends. Let them set their reminder. Let them attach it to their Google Calendar and schedule it every morning to share valuable insights in the markets here for free, so they can do well to join. Right? It's absolutely free. Right? So that will be end of today's analysis. We meet again by 3 o'clock for the New York market color analysis, and by 3 ensure you are there. Cheers and God bless, guys. Thank you so much.